Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
Yes!
Dad, I'm hungry.
G'day humans, Chris Stead here. I'm on the road today. I'm in Bali, Australia's favourite destination. I'm staying at the Bali Dynasty Resort, which you can see here behind me. Now I've been here with the whole family, the 12, 10, 7-year-old, my wife. I've been here for 4 nights. It's actually the second time I've stayed here. So I'm going to give you guys a full review of this destination, this accommodation, this stay in Kuta. And I'm also going to do a pretty exhaustive tour of everything it's got to offer and my thoughts on it. So anyway, let's jump in and take a look at my Bali Dynasty Resort review. Alrighty, so here we are at the front of Bali Dynasty Resort on the main drag. So we're going to come in from the airport. Now you can walk down here and find an endless amount of shops and restaurants and bars, and Waterbomb's not too far actually. You can just walk in distance down that road there, so you can walk for almost ever, it feels like. Interesting out the front here, there's a little shopping mart over there and a bottle shop as well. And also I wanted to bring out the front because over here you got Grace Kelly's. And also the Golden Lotus restaurant. It is actually part of the hotel, or part of the Bali Dynasty Resort. So they're at the front here on the main strip. The actual accommodation's a fair bit down. Now the Bali Dynasty Resort is situated in South Kuta, so it's kind of a bit detached from the craziness of the central Kuta area, which as someone traveling as a family, I actually quite like. It's not that far. You can just walk out to the beach, and we went down for dinner last night and just walked down the main main beach front there, which was lovely. It took about 10 minutes. We were in the centre and we just got some mee goreng and nasi goreng and stuff. Fed the entire family for less than $20, which is great. So it's not too far away, and it's really easy to use Grab, which is kind of the Indonesian version of Uber, or just organise a bike or whatever. Right out there actually, that place opposite is closed at the moment. They do bike rentals there as well. Now getting to and from the resort from the airport, it's easy. Actually, this is really quite interesting, I think. This is all post-Bali bombing stuff, and it's like over 20 years later, and it's still such a part of everyday life over here. And it's interesting to think about the effect that something like that has. I mean, even the effect of September 11 on airports and stuff like that. Anyway, that's by the by. So we rocked up at like 10 o'clock at night, and our mate was there at the airport waiting for us. We got whisked across to here. It's not far from the airport. I'd say 10 minutes maybe. And then we were here and straight through check-in. It was a breeze. And we were in our rooms before you knew it. So that was all really quite good. And I've probably said it a few times, but I just got to say the staff here have been absolutely brilliant. Just lovely, lovely people. So these are some of the first rooms, right? So I'm guessing this is the nosebleed, you could say. If you're luck out, that's where you might end up, right at the back here, overlooking the driveway. So I guess we're not in that room, so I can't talk for the experience there, but I can imagine it's not picture perfect. But I don't know how much time you actually spend in your rooms. Anyway, as you'll see, it gets pretty awesome once you get into the guts of the Bali Dynasty Resort. Alright, so we're coming to the lobby here. Nice big opulent entrance. And so as you can see, a fair way from the actual main drag, so there's no noise from the road you have to worry about at all. Right, into the lobby area. Beautiful. Balinese style. So there's a few restaurants up here and quite a number of shops downstairs as well. Now the resort faces west, so it's good to get sunsets out on the beach. So this is a south wing over here, and that goes to your north wing over there. You got a lounge here, which I actually haven't seen too busy, surprisingly. A little library over there, some foosball. And basically the resort has this open courtyard, kind of Roman style, all the way down the middle, with 3 stories of rooms on both sides, kind of heading all the way down. And obviously I'll do a full room review for you in a sec. But in the middle, it means you've got your kind of luscious oasis running all the way through. It's really quite nice. And you don't get a hell of a lot of breeze because it's not beachfront. But when I've gone to the beachfront, it's been quite gusty, so it's actually kind of protects you a little bit from that. Without getting too hot, there's so much shade as you can see. Little hammock, lots of carp to feed. You can buy little bags of food for the kids to feed, 50 cents. So I'll take you down through the central area. Now there are 2 buffets, which is interesting. There's the Senses buffet, which is just down here, and there's kind of the H2O buffet, which is down by the pool. Now they're quite different, and I guess this talks a little bit to where I've landed with my review, I guess, on this, is that my wife called it something very interesting. She said it's very easy. As in you don't have to, force the kids into eating weird foods or worry about them at all. You do his Senses. So actually, let's take a quick look at the Senses buffet. So this is my preferred buffet because it has a wider range of foods. So here we are at breakfast time. There's my boy looking at the savoury section. He spends a lot of time there. So what I really liked about Senses was just the variety of food. As you can see there, it's a huge smorgasbord. These are kind of all your meats and cheeses and various types of breads. You got some hot foods over here, waffles, pancakes. You got tomatoes there and vegetables. So good, an opportunity to also, I guess, not necessarily have super fatty foods, which you don't quite get in H2O as evidently or as obviously. So yeah, look, the food quality here I found to be better in general. It's not situated as well. It's a bit further back from the pool, and it doesn't really have a view. But it's nice that you can get your own eggs there as well, make your own omelettes, which I always love. And I'll show you as we go around here, but there you got you got a few international cuisines that you can try here, which aren't as diverse down at H2O. I'll show you H2O later so you can have a better look at it. So you've got cereals, salads, lots and lots of fruit, variety of juices including chocolate milk, which is of course what you would hope for and expect in a kid resort, because boy do the kids love being able to have chocolate milk every morning. You're on holiday, right? Might as well let them. Easy access to all these foods. You don't have to walk around stations. And over here, stuck into some of the Indonesian foods. And I'm not going to try and pronounce them all, but I really enjoyed being able to kind of go and experiment here and just like try a few different things that I haven't had before. Not just go for bacon and eggs every single morning. They're not all winners, but the majority are quite good. Some swordfish there. Yum. And I think it's important that you can try the local foods when you're staying in a location. And over here there's also Indian as well. So this I'd suggest is potentially because there's a significant clientele which are Indian. Not that I picked up on that while we were there, but I love Indian, so beauty. And here's what you might be able to produce depending on what you go for. You can see I just tried everything under the sun there. And you can also get something a little bit more traditional, but you can really mix it up. Yeah, so my wife calls it an easy place to stay. And yeah, the kids have just pretty much been able to run amok. So even my youngest, who's 7, we haven't had to keep much of an eye out on him. He is a really good swimmer, so that obviously helps. But with the food, like it's nuggets and chips and burgers and stuff that, you know, if you're here because you really want to experience a different culture, then this is probably not the resort for you. It's not about that. This is kind of just about having a taste of home away. This fountain's usually going. Bloody carp. So one of the great things obviously is this is super family focused, and the kids outnumber the parents here, which is great for us. You know, there's been kids activities almost all day non-stop. There's been big splash competitions and volleyball and frog catching and crab catching. For you. So as you can see, it's this open oasis that kind of comes all the way through. And notice on this side, there's just trees, and it's just basically just like balconies that just face into bush, and there's a path that runs all the way down. On this side, you get the lagoon access rooms that have a little private lagoon that runs through here. Now, we were lucky enough to stay in one of these, and it was pretty awesome. But potentially not worth the extra cost. It just depends on your budget, I guess. I've seen families like playing soccer and kicking around in here. And they do some of the activities here. And up there, which I've seen a horrendously underused bar up the top with really nice big soft cushions and kind of almost overlooking the beach. It's really nice up there, but I haven't seen too many people use it. And I think, like I said, it's because it's so family focused. And here's what I mean when I say it's kind of like very Western. There's like one night's Aussie barbecue, to be fair, there's a Bali night, then you got a pizza night, then you got a roast night. We went to another night which was like ribs and stuff, so, and this is the second buffet. So this is the H2O buffet. So let's go have a closer look at that. Here we are at breakfast at the H2O restaurant, which is the one closer to the pool. And there you can see, there you got all the drinks, you got the chocolate milk, you got the cereals. Not as many cereals, it's a bit sparse on the cereals. Look, it's airy, it's lighter, it's nicer, it's got more space, but it's a bit more straight and narrow on the food experiences. So you got like less salad, as you can see there from the previous video, less meat options, less savoury options. It's all still really nice, but just not as a diverse a selection. So if you've kind of narrowed in on just kind of like getting in there and getting your classics, if you're not a family that's going to experiment or your kids aren't going to experience as much, then by all means, this is probably the restaurant that you're going to be happy with. And for us personally, we'd like to experiment a bit more. So we were up at Senses. We had one breakfast here and then one breakfast up there and then never came back here. It's not to say it's bad, not at all. It's just a little bit more of your kind of Western foods and more focused on kind of like the food isn't that healthy for you. Although don't get me wrong, I was diving into that as much as the next man. A few eggs there. And then you can kind of come over here and get a little bit of variety, with some nasi goreng. And a few kind of, I guess, a bit more local things, but you're not really getting that much. It's just kind of stuff you get on the street, really. And there you go, nice outlook out to the pool. You can see there, I've turned it into a pretty good feast. My kids are stuck with the usual crapola. But everyone enjoyed it. Look at that, delicious. And this is actually from one of the nights we went to. This is a dinner. So the kids are able to go, it's another buffet experience, but just a bit more, dinner style foods, I guess. A bit more of a mix there. You can see the rice, salads, vegetables, burgers, sliders there were actually. And so a bit more variety for dinner, which was really enjoyable. It had a really good, really nice dessert bar as well. Cheeky bugger. So you can go and kind of pick a whole bunch of treats. So out here to the pool is where you do most of your hanging, especially if you haven't got the Lagoon access room. Very deep. Well, when I say very deep, it's probably 7 foot deep, which is good. A swim-up bar, which is awesome. They do really good happy hour, actually. They do a happy hour from, it's 12 to 1, and again from 5 to 6. 50% off cocktails. So last night I got a bucket of Long Island iced tea for $10 or something. $11. Got to be happy with that. And also just smart the way that they've kind of catered for the fact that their audience. So during the day it's all kind of like this, lots of games, kids hanging out, the bar's there. You can get a nice drink in the middle of the day. They'll serve you at your table. There's sandwiches and basic foods you can get, and so forth. Then at about dusk, the DJ comes and sits above that waterfall, plays some really just fun house, not offensive, just really easy, great background music. You can go to the bar and buy a $6 bintang long neck, have a chat to some randoms. The kids can run amok for a bit longer, go have a feed, and then it's all nice and quiet by 10 o'clock, and you can get some sleep. There's some rooms that are kind of really quite close here to the pool. I've been also happy that the bed, sometimes you go to these places and it's just a race to get your tower down. Here, there's been seats every day, no worries at all. So that's been kind of cool as well. And I'll take you over there to the waterworks, which is obviously a big deal. But yeah, really nice play. Now that's the end of the resort there. So the only kind of big negative for me is that there's no beach. You can't just walk out into the sand or watch the waves. And that is something that's offered by a lot of stays in Indonesia or in Bali. So that's kind of something that you're losing out on. So it's secluded and it's cut in, it's trapped in, the kids are trapped. But you don't kind of get that, I guess, tropical beachfront thing going on. Okay, now over here there's a bit of an adults only section. Adults being anyone 16 and over, apparently. It doesn't get used too much. I think that shows you the kind of clientele that are here. people here to be families. So if you're thinking about coming here on a couples retreat, or some grey nomads, don't. I'll show you those rooms on this side actually. Should be able to see them from here. Yep. Right, so that's what you can expect on this side. A little bit warmer on this side too. I just noticed, a little less shade. So in there's the spa. Now I did have an hour massage in there. I think it was 400,000 local buckaroos, so that's about $40 at the moment for an hour massage. And we did it as a couple, me and my wife, and it was really lovely. And the kids are in the kids club, and yeah, it was really nice. It's really nicely done. Nice big spaces, like not like up against each other with curtains or anything like that. They're private rooms, and that's great. I'll take you for a tour now. A wide range of options too, facials, you know, foot, neck massage, whatever you're up for. And yeah, little private adults oasis, so you can just kind of come over here if you're done with the screaming or whatever. But I really haven't noticed the kids. I've got to be honest. I'm just getting too used to it, but it hasn't been just aggressive. I think it's probably better suited to younger families. My oldest is 12 and I think he's kind of maxing out. I think if you had like a family that was predominantly 10 and above, double figures, or definitely 13 and above, I think this place might not be for you. I think it just needs to be better suited to younger children and younger families. I haven't seen too many teenagers hanging around, and there's not a whole lot for that age group, besides a pretty funky kids club with some like fun things to do. But there's a little bar up here as well if it's adults only. Obviously all the bars are technically adults only, but some of them are pretty exposed. Now I realised when I did this tour I didn't actually go up into the gym, which is just up these stairs. And it's actually a really nice gym they've got there. Look at that little squirrel. Fascinating for the kids, since we don't get those little guys running around Australia. You get kangaroos, they box you. All right, so in here we've got the gym. As you can see, quite spacious, quite a good range of equipment. And it looks both ways. So you can look out one way out to the beach and see the surf, or you can look down on the pool. I didn't get a whole lot of use in here, but I actually came up here in the mornings and did some stretches and a little bit of work. And you got the water station there as well, so it's a good place to get some free, easy, nice, tasty water. My favourite place to hang is under the waterfall. And over here you've got a park, which we used a hell of a lot when we came here 7 years ago, but since then, well, this time around, the kids have got little to no interest in it. Fair enough. And a waterworks, it's not the world's biggest waterwork, but we've got a couple of loops in it, and I gave the kids the GoPro and they ran amok on it for ages, having an absolute ball. The kids have had really good fun. I've got to say, the kids have had really, really, really good fun. And when I was sitting there last night listening to a bit of house and having a beer, and my kids were like mucking around behind me, I was having a lot of fun too. This is a little great spot we came when we came 7 years ago and we had little babies. We just hanged out in that pool underneath the water dropping from the umbrella, which isn't working at the moment, in the shade. And it was amazing. So a couple of really good rooms here, right up against the pool. And as you can see, it's not the world's biggest walk though if you get the far rooms. It's not that bad. Now they do a lot of hair braiding and stuff here. When you come here in the middle of the day, like every second person's getting a foot massage, or they sit by the pool and everything like that. They've got people walking around. I think you can get a $160,000 massage by the pool as well. And this thing's, I think this is a little early in the morning. I haven't got this running yet, probably for noise. But that bucket's usually pouring water everywhere. So a lot of good shade in this kids area as well. It's protected by the building behind us. Now the kids club, interesting, we put our kids in it, pros and cons. So the kids actually said that upstairs in the kids club is actually really, really, really awesome. And we went up there I went up there and had a look, and it is really, really cool. They've done a really good job up there, and I think the older kids have a lot to do. The younger kids have got a really cool place as well, with plenty of things to do. The only thing that they've got really wrong for me is the lunches. So you can just, kids can go to kids club whenever you want, but if you are there over lunchtime, you've got to pay for lunch, which is fine, but they charge you, well, it's not much, it's $8 per kid, but $8 actually gets you a lot here, and they gave our kids a hot dog and a small bottle of water. So I was a bit disappointed with that. I thought they could have done a bit better, just, you know. Anyway, I want to show you this as well. This is like a side exit. So up there just takes you all the way back to the parking lot. There's nothing kind of else up there. It's still kind of in the resort. And you come out here, we've got a little side entrance.
Good morning, good morning. Okay,
Sorry guys,
eyes for you.
Not at the moment, sorry.
Yes, I see on the white bed, okay?
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Hi guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Come to Bali. Okay, look some clothes.
Yeah, so some shops down here at immediate access. There's obviously stacks of shops if you walk into the town, but it's nice just having that little bit there if you just need to go some sunnies or a hat or a new shirt or whatever. They're lovely people too. Good natured, good fun. They're lovely people, the Indonesians. And then walk out here, this is how you get to the beach. Some more shops along here. No, don't go there if you get too drunk. And there's actually a little restaurant here that we ate in last night as well, or just for lunch, which just has normal priced food. I guess the normal local side food, like 30,000 for a mee goreng or whatever. And then we come out here.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good today, guys.
Cowboy from later, yeah?
Maybe later. Yeah, and then we go, out on the beach. So there's actually a fair bit of surfing out there as well, and unfortunately my back's a bit sore. I don't know how to go. And fishing charters leave from here as well. So that is an option, and then you can just walk around that walkway all the way down to Kuta, and that's like Seminyak all the way down there. Alright, so there's a pretty exhaustive tour. Let's go take a look at the room. Okay, so here we are, room 172. This is where we're staying. Come take a look. Right, so this is the Lagoon, the family Lagoon pool access room. Now we stayed here going on 8 years, almost 8 years ago. And we stayed in a different room. It wasn't a Lagoon pool access, but it was very similar design on the other side of the hotel. I think they're pretty similar all the way through. So they haven't changed too much. And I definitely feel like these rooms have probably been very similar for a very long time. Not necessarily a bad thing. There's a few places where you can notice it. So we might as well start in here, the bathroom. So you get a couple of these every single day, just super handy. And they leave it here, so if you're worried about the water, brushing your teeth, that type of thing, just having a bit of a drink. We have been kind of sticking away from the water in the taps, but none of us have gotten sick, and I'm pretty sure we've had a bit going in our mouths. The showers, good pressure, kind of the rainmaker. Although as you can see here, it's one of the ones, if you, it's one of the ones that doesn't fully close. So not my favourite style because it ends up flooding the bathroom more often than not, but still really nice shower, really good pressure. Temperature goes in and out a little bit, but honestly I've been swimming most of the time. I haven't really bothered about it, but decent size. So typical cupboard over here with your safe, some hanging space. There's plenty of storage in here for sure. Mini bar. Which does have stuff in it, but not packed, which is nice because they've left a bit of room for you to put a few things in for yourself, which I like. Otherwise you have to pull it all out and kind of put your stuff in and then swap it around. And a few edibles, but pretty well priced. Now this is pretty cool. So this is when you start getting into what I love about this room, absolutely love about this room, is the family first thinking, right? So obviously a family friendly hotel, family focused room, and they've really thought it through, which is really good. Love it, 5 beds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As a family of 5, we so rarely get this. So it's really awesome to see them cater to slightly larger families. The bunk setup, that just pulls out. There's enough space here that you're not blocking the walkway when it's out. So that's quite good, and you can put it away during the day for a bit of extra space. So I like what they've done here with this little nook. As you can see, it's also got a TV specific to the kids and also PlayStation 4 as well. So a bit of a little kids sanctuary, I guess, should you be spending some time in the room. More storage down here. As you can see, we've got a lot of staff. We are going on a 2-month trip at the moment, so we've got probably more than the average punter. It's good having this bench here to spread it out, but we did max it out reasonably quick, but there is a lot of storage space, but we definitely filled it. Now, if you come through here to the parents' room, these glass doors can close, and this can obviously come down, so it can give you a bit of privacy for as you know, on the parent side of things. Again, really love that they've thought that through, because I've stayed in a lot of hotels and a lot of rooms where once you're in a room with a family, that's it. Unless you've got multiple bedrooms, you are stuck in the same living space. Just to have this somewhat of a segregation. Obviously there's a second TV in here should you want to watch an adult movie or they're watching a kid movie, but obviously just for privacy and all those kinds of bits and pieces, being able to have some sort of buffer between the two is cool. It's not really going to stop too much with the sound, but at least you can shield it off. And actually my son was snoring all night, so that was good to be able to shield that off. I should say something about the sound. So the room, if you're a light sleeper, then you're going to potentially struggle a bit. The room, there's not much of a buffer between inside and outside, like to the fact that I can hear the ice making machine out in the hallway. I could anyway, I'm sensitive to sound. The rest of the family couldn't hear it. But I don't know what's going on upstairs last night, but just the noise coming out of downstairs, every single footstep, scraping sounds and everything like that. So if half our family couldn't care less, passed straight out, that's fine. Me, I got woken up multiple times. So if you're sensitive to sound, I would try probably get up a little bit and a little bit away from the ice machine. If it's not an issue for you, then don't worry about it. Obviously, once you go up, you lose Lagoon access though. So I don't know which one I prefer. I'll talk about the Lagoon in a second. Lagoon's pretty awesome. Anyway, so a bit more space in here. The TV it's chock full of good channels, a couple of good movie channels, HBO channels, plenty for the kids, Nickelodeon, that type of thing. So there is a lot on there that's included in your rates. What there isn't a lot of is PowerPoints, as you can probably see here. And this probably is where you can see the room kind of dating itself a little bit, is that there really isn't a lot of places to charge things. So make sure you bring an adapter with lots of options like that one, because there's no PowerPoints by the bedside. It's not too easy to find places to charge things, as we found. Bed, really comfortable. Pillows were great. Aircon's been really, really quite good. The kids got into it and stuffed it up a little bit at the start, but then we managed to get it back on and running, and as soon as we got it running again properly, it cooled the room down within 5 or 10 minutes, and every single time since then we've come in and out. It's been great. Just keep the kids away from it, and it'll be fine. But yeah, beds, still really comfortable, even if I don't know how long they've been here for, but not bad. Now, obviously, if you're getting the Lagoon pool access room, it's about the Lagoon access. So let's go take a look. So I'll open this. So you've got your little private, and I'll just keep the door closed for a second, there's a lot of sound out there. This little private little jetty, almost like walkway down into the water. And when I was first thinking about the Lagoon pool access, and I was like, well, this is something we're going to use a lot of, because there's obviously a big pool out there. There's an adults only pool as well. There's a splash pool and waterworks and a beach. And I was like, okay, so this little private little oasis out the back here, is it something that we're actually going to use, or are we just going to always be on the other side doing kids' activities and things anyway? And as it turns out, we've actually used it quite a lot. It's actually been really, really cool. There's actually a little bar out here, which is basically servicing, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 rooms. It's never been busy, and it's kind of separate and policed differently from the main pool. So there's floaties in here, there's balls. You can kind of just go out there at night and have a little swim if you want to cool down. The kids are in there playing Marco Polo at about 10 o'clock last night type thing, for example. So it's actually really been really, really cool, and doesn't feel pretty fancy. Come and take a close look.
I'm just gonna boom this entire.
So we have a look down here. You can see you got a couple little steps and then a ramp, and it just slides in. It's probably about chest deep the whole way through, and there's little tables and chairs you can sit on, little fountains that spurt, a bar over there that's pretty much never got a queue. Don't know if they include happy hour on that. And then if you look down here, you can see it just extends to the rooms going through here. These are kids' suites going through here, so really quite nice. I like the way that they've done this, and a nice little balcony out here as well to sit in. It's also been quite handy just being able to come in and out. The only drama is that the kids keep wanting to go from the main pool to the lagoon pool and back again, and they're soaking wet, and then they come through here and just saturate it. So it's a shame that there isn't like a little side access somewhere that you can just kind of let your pass work, so you can just get between the two pools. Yeah, so that is a tour of the Family Lagoon access room here at the Bali Dynasty Resort. I feel like it's probably been around for a while, but they've got a really good design, and the comfortableness, or how comfy it is, and the way that they've diversified the two areas to give you a real kind of family experience in a reasonably small footprint, I think makes up for it, and makes for a pretty cool experience. Alrighty, so those are my thoughts on the Bali Dynasty Resort here at Kuta Beach in Indonesia. If you've got a young family, then it's good as gold. Really nice place to stay, comfortable rooms, easy to eat, just easy all round, great pool, great facilities, and I think a pretty cool location too. Close enough to the airport, you can't hear it, and far enough out of Kuta that you're not getting swamped constantly. So yeah, definitely worth giving it a go. Alright, those are my thoughts. That's for me, I'm back on the road.